clinging to favouritism. Now they're all in. First of 10 races, the 20th Hawkesbury standalone meeting is underway, and Northern Eyes bounded out with enthusiasm. Vintage Choices showing speed, and also up there Prince of Swords. Direct Fire given a dig is also prominent. Just behind those horses settling down was Gold Pattern. Let's Fly on the rails. A break of 2 lengths to Starboard in that white cap. 2 lengths further back to Miss Hades. Then Jumeirah Beach. Speed very good here. Herb is a mile back. And Karma Guay is last of all. They stretch out over the best part of 16 lengths here, middle stages. At the 1,000, Vintage Choice goes hard in front. Shows the way by 3/4 on Prince of Swords. One away the inside was Northern Eyes from Direct Fire. Caught 3 wide. Let's Fly the rails, Gold Pattern, being followed then by Starboard, Miss Hades, Jumeirah Beach, and last of all was Karma Guay. They're coming up towards the home turn now. 500 metres left to go. Vintage Choice is the front runner from Prince of Swords. Let's Fly getting closer the inside. Direct Fire appears to be weakening. Northern Eyes pushes out. Gold Pattern tight for room. Jumeirah Beach. He can't get a run. He got chopped out trying to force through. Then Starboard. Vintage Choice, Prince of Swords. The inside Let's Fly. Northern Eyes came at them. Then Gold Pattern wider on the track. 150 out. Northern Eyes has hit the lead. Gold Pattern's coming on with a strong run. And Jumeirah Beach. He couldn't still get up, could he? He's surging at them. Look out. Oh, that's a win. Jumeirah Beach has somehow won. He got flattened at the top of the straight and has drove through to win from Northern Eyes. That's an incredible win. Gold Pattern has run third. Fourth's a photo. Vintage Choice, Let's Fly, Prince of Swords. Back behind them, Starboard. He didn't let down. In behind those then was Karma Guay, Direct Fire, and Miss Hades at Shades of God's Own in the Guineas of all those years ago.
Jumeirah Beach obviously had a lot on those after being knocked down shortly after turning for home. The wind was knocked out of his sails. Braithnock was able to balance him up again and win, to much delight from Ron Duffy.
Well, he was the winner before the turn, the way he started to blend in off that hot speed, and then he hits the snag there at a vital stage when Braith had just sort of got the momentum up, and then to pick himself up again, it was good. So Jason's done a really good job to get his form back on the board, putting 2 together now. Northern Eyes with the big weight was very brave, riding that speed the whole way, and Gold Pattern loomed at the winner at some stage there, yeah, just petered out the last bit. But a good win from a horse who's found his form, and I think that time there, 1:29.77, is quite good actually. It's quite good. So maybe we're not working with a heavy track here all day, because 1:29.17 is the class record. I know 1:27.3 is the course record, but when you're looking at a class record on from Always Sure at 1:29.17, that's pretty good.
So what do you make of the last 600 in 32.69?
Well, I don't believe that, but
no, that's.
I'll refer that.
That is not believable.
No, that is not, because they went out pretty hard there.
Yes. If they were going a bit steadier earlier, I could,
so disregard 32.69.
Maybe we disregard the whole time. Let's just sit back and confirm that.
We're going to be talking about this bloke week in, week out, Braithnock, but that just goes to show there that he's ahead of his years. When he got knocked over there, Ronnie didn't panic. He let the horse balance up again and let him sort of get through his gears and, balance him up. That was the biggest thing there. And then he was strong through the line, because he's not a small horse. He's quite a big horse. And when he was knocked off his feet like he was at the top of the straight, it can sometimes take a bit of riding to get him back underneath you. But, it was a super ride there, especially from the 400 home.
Yeah, I think that's been revised, that last 600 already.
36.2.
A little bit of a difference.
Only 4 seconds or 3.5. Yeah, 36.2. Why did I even write it down, Ronnie?
I fainted when I saw that.
Hang on, they've gone back. They've gone back to 32.69. We'll no, now it's back to 36.2. We'll reassess that time and the last 600 metres and see what the judge can tell us now. Corey's about to catch up with Braithnock. Jason Deemer not here. in the dynamic colours. Back walks Braithnock, who's trying to win this apprentice's title, and he's going about things the right way, Corey.
Congratulations, Braith. Good effort after getting knocked off his feet like that.
Yeah, I thought the run presented, and then I anticipated to take it, and it closed up, and I thought once we got that big bump and spat out, I thought he'd just go to the line nicely, but he really lifted late and got over the top of him.
How's that track?
I thought it was quite choppy, but it's, heavy track's going to play like that, so I thought that track he got through last start, I thought he'd handle it today really good, so he's done so.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
10-2-9-4. Number 10, the winner, Jamira Beach. 2 second, Northern Eyes. 9 third, Gold Pattern. And 4 fourth, Prince of Sorts. 36 to the last 600, and we'll double check that time, which was posted as 1:29.77. It may be right. So we'll be back with the highway, race number 2.
Stand by. A little bit of movement. Red light still blinking away. And they're racing this time. Famous Zoo was out the back shortly after the start. Canadian Ruler gets some fun showing speed. Ferrozano's also up there on the premises. Kataishi Handy, followed by Kraft looking for a spot. Being dug up is Midnight Affair. As Liquor Talk now breaks out of the pack and goes clear. On settling, it's Liquor Talk, 2 lengths in front of Canadian Ruler. Kraft working. Behind those horses on settling into stride was Get Some Fun, Kataishi, Ferrozano, Midnight Affair, Straight Fire. Tommy's Girl being steadied on the rails, followed by Airliner. Call Me Terry around the outside from Famazoo, Marinaro. And the last one, Fancy Garter. Liquor Talk half a length in front of Kraft at the 700 metres. Kataishi caught 3 wide. Strides up on the outside, being followed then by on the rails is Get Some Fun. Canadian Ruler, Midnight Affair. Getting on the improve was Ferrozano, Straight Fire, Tommy's Girl, Call Me Terry's off the bridle before the bend. Up to the home turn, Liquor Talk headed by Kraft on the outside. 3 wide Kataishi, Ferrozano, Get Some Fun stays near the inside. So does Canadian Ruler trying to force through. Then Midnight Affair, Straight Fire. Airliner back behind those. And Call Me Terry's coming down the middle of the track. Canadian Ruler slips through with Ferrozano. 150 metres to go. Canadian Ruler kicks away from Ferrozano. On the outside, it's Canadian Ruler holding Ferrozano. And Canadian Ruler's beaten Ferrozano. Kraft and also Midnight Affair in a photo for third. Kraft will get that clearly, in fact. Behind them, Airliner, Straight Fire, Call Me Terry. Behind those runners, Tommy's Girl, Famous Zoo. Then Marinaro toward the end of the field. When they pull up was Straight Fire, if I haven't got him, and Liquor Talk.
First 2 to Braithnock. Wins the Midway Highway double. Number 1, Canadian Ruler, Braithnock and Matthew Dale. Holds out Ferrozano. And third home will be Kraft, number 4. And it looks like number 11, Midnight Affair, will be back in 4th spot. Numbers are up, 1, 7, 4, 11.
Yeah, look, he's just too good, this kid. He just gives that another beautiful ride. He read the speed of the race nicely. He let the couple of leaders go. He counted to 5 and off he went. He run the 1500 right out. So really good win. Honest Ferrozano again. Kraft had his chance and Midnight Affair battled on well. I'm not even going to tell you the time here again. So we'll just wait another minute.
You don't believe the last 600?
Ready to go now for the Clarendon. They're all set. And they're racing. Sir Pico missed the start, looking for Aerodrome. He's in the bunch, looking for a forward position. He's going to have to do a bit of work, though. Hereward was away very quickly. And Spears to the lead. 2 lengths in front of the favourite Aerodrome up there now. Just behind them was Irish Sinner. It's racing third. A length away, Wentworth Falls. Then Damien Explicit. Further back was Zebra Finch, followed by Villa Castina. Sir Pico. 1 step closer for Tissimo, and She's a Diva, the last one. Hereward, the first starter, went to the front, 1.5 lengths on the favourite Aerodrome. Third, the inside was Irish Sinner, being closely followed by Wentworth Falls. Now, Damien's been posted here. He's 3 wide around runners here coming down the side of the track. Then Explicit, followed by Zebra Finch, Villa Castina, Serpico, 1 step closer as they make the home turn. Hereward's been running in front. It leads by 1 length on Aerodrome. He's a clear second, the favourite. Being held together on straightening. Behind them was Wentworth Falls coming off the bit. Damien hard ridden the outside early in the straight. And Hereward running a mighty race in front. Aerodrome given the question now by Bayliss, and he's starting to loom quickly. Aerodrome goes to Hereward at the 150. Explicit boxes on. Aerodrome's hit the front. Hereward stays with him the inside. Aerodrome doing best though. Good tough win. Aerodrome too good for Hereward. Great debut. Behind them was Zebra Finch and Explicit sorting out 3rd and 4th. Then Wentworth Falls, Serpico 1 step closer, Fortissimo. Damien didn't appear to handle the ground and he had a wide run. Possibly a few excuses there for him, the second favourite. In behind those runners was She's a Diva and Villa Castina. He's 2 for 2.
Yes, this 2-year-old by Ole Kirk. He's a gelding Aerodrome. Warwick Farm on debut. Hawkesbury now in the Clarendon Stakes. Michael Freeman and Regan Bayliss. Second home is Hereward and a Roper, and David Payne gave some cheek, and Zebra Finch, Kerra McAvoy and James Cummings.
Nice horse. He had to dig in, and he did dig in. Second start, 1400, wet. Lovely racing style, good scope. Yeah, mark him down. He's a force. That was he made him work, Hereward there. He went out hard and really stuck on in the stable style. So a lot of merit in that performance. I think that Zebra Finch poking up there through the middle late there, running 3rd. So yeah, he's one to follow for sure going forward. No doubt about it.
Yeah, Ronnie, I reckon with Hereward and Aerodrome, I reckon if they had to change positions, I reckon Hereward nearly gets home because he was very, very lost there in the straight.
Well, Sophie, Aerodrome remains unbeaten, and you must be pretty excited about his future.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he's a quirky horse, but I was just saying to his owners, like when you've got one that's like that, and then he gets out onto the track and does the job, it's exactly what you want. So it was really nice to see him get the job done today. And obviously there was the question of the heavy track, but it clearly didn't seem to bother him too much. So the last run in his first start, it certainly gave him a big boost of confidence, and he put it all to play.
So quirky, but does he show you he's a good horse at home? Yeah,
like I say, he's got his quirks on the ground, and like he was getting a bit busy. Obviously they had to guide him into the barriers there and things like that. But when you get him out onto the track, he knows his job, and he's put everything into play piece.
Well, you've won a slipper, so you've got a pretty high benchmark with your 2-year-olds. So what's ahead for this horse in the immediate future?
Look, I know they obviously want to look at sending him up to Queensland. We'll just look and see how he pulls up, and I'll put that forward to the boss. Obviously, as you mentioned, we've been going pretty well with the 2-year-olds at the minute. Michael's doing a fantastic job with them, as are the rest of the team. So we'll see how he gets back home, and we'll go from there.
Well done.
Thank you.
And the last few runners have loaded up pretty quickly here, and I think we've only got one out. In fact, they're all in. Set to go here. Off and racing now. World Alliance jumped awkwardly. Iron Man was away on terms with the field. One Destiny's going for speed, and he's looking for the top. On settling down, One Destiny leads Patchouli Dream the inside. Spanish Fox handy, then Epic Proportions. 2 lengths Iron Man. Ran via the outside from Able Willie, and World Alliance can see them all. It's One Destiny away from the rails, showing the way at the 600 metres. Patchouli Dream parks in second. Spanish Fox travelling third. Followed by Epic Proportions, Able Willie. Iron Man's just in an awkward position here between runners. Ranveer and World Alliance hooking out. Coming for home, One Destiny led in the straight. He's 3 lengths in front. He boots away here, One Destiny. Epic Proportions trying to come out of the pack. Able Willie's up the inside from Spanish Fox, Iron Man, World Alliance. One Destiny the leader. He's out in front at the 125, but Able Willie's coming. So's Epic Proportions. Able Willie surges up on the inside, and Willie's too good. Able Willie gets home from Epic Proportions, One Destiny. Then Iron Man fourth, followed by World Alliance. Behind them, Spanish Fox, Patchouli Dream, and Ranveer. He's good fresh Willie.
Abel Willie, number 5, Nashrawilla and Chris Waller have scored. Yes, first up today, Abel Willie has got the better of Epic Proportions and One Destiny.
Well, Nash gets on so well with him. He stands over him. He's got a few tricks, Abel Willie, but he certainly pulled out the big one today off one trial leading into the race. Now, Nash was happy to stay, 3 off the fence. I don't know whether usually it's right down the outside. They're hitting a bit of a slush there, I reckon, because just a few off the fence you got to be. He saved ground and he was just too strong for him. Epic Proportions was really good first up there. He gave a sight One Destiny. The back markers never got into play there, so it looks like if you're going to make ground, you may have to just rail up, or not rail up, but just come a couple off the rail and hope they overdo it out wide. You can just see those couple out wide, and they are the 2 favoured runners, and they're not running through the line as you'd expect after doing no work early.
Found a bit of a lane on the inside there.
No, well, just just come where I wanted to come. This horse has been an old marvel, hasn't he? He's always performed early in his prep, and he can go back up north and have another holiday now. He's done his job.
You've got a good strike rate on him.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, no, he's always had a crack, and always got a good strike rate of winning on him. He's been a frustration over the years, but on his day, he's just a beauty.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Well done, Charlie. But he can be a frustration, Abel Willie.
Yeah, he can be. We were just talking about him pre-race. He'll either win by 2 or he'll get beaten by 6, and you never quite know which Willie's turning up on the day, but he's turned up in excellent style today. Obviously, it's the shortest winning distance. So, yeah, he's obviously come back in very well, and he's in at the right time of year, so hopefully he can go on with it and win a couple more.
Yeah, he didn't have long off, and you only gave him the 1 trial.
Yeah, he never carries much condition, so he's not a hard horse to get fit. He's pretty enthusiastic in his work at home, and well, he looked pretty enthusiastic to go all the way down the back. He was sort of tossing his head with Nash, so look, it's obviously, yeah, he hopefully can at least put a couple more on the board, and it's ultimately just about accruing money and paying for the young stock coming through.
Here's Luke Marlowe.
And I think we're set. Yep, there they go. Off and racing now at Hawkesbury and jumping well near the inside. Dunedin pushes forward. Favourite Jamboree began beautifully. And he's rolling up to take the lead from Dunedin. Aristonus nice and handy as they settle down. Then Pioneer Lass, Quantum Cat, who ordered to fish. Betar getting back. So too at that stage of the race on the outside was Black Run around Phillipsburg, and Faye's Angel 3 lengths away last of all. Jamboree down the back section of the course runs to the 1,300 metres, and as he loves to do, he leads. Jamboree by 1 length slows them down. Going to second, Pioneer Lass, allowed to slide past the lodges. Goes up and sits second now. Dunedin third the fence, followed by Aristonus. Next on the outside was Black Run, caught a little wide. Quantum Cat switches off on the rails. Then Who Ordered to Fish, followed by Betar. Then Phillipsburg and Faye's Angels 3 lengths away last. Jamboree turns off the back straight and runs past the tab signage at the 650. It's 1 length in front of Pioneer Lass. Third the inside, Dunedin. Aristonus next as the leader just starts to creep along here. Jamboree trying to get them chasing. Black Run, Quantum Cat saved up for 1 run at them. Then came Who Ordered to Fish. They're round the turn. And Jamboree's got Pioneer Lass beaten. Dunedin the inside. Aristonus hard ridden. Leader might take a bit of catching here in the straight. Behind them, Quantum Cat. Now he's conserved ground and he's coming through the field. Further back was Black Run. Jamboree led in the straight. Aristonus, Quantum Cat trying to get after him. Jamboree's just in front. Quantum Cat's run to second. Aristonus peaking on his F at the outside. Jamboree fighting. 75 to go. Quantum Cat trying to get past, but Jamboree won't let him past. Jamboree's too good. Well rated in front and has beaten Quantum Cat. Gap away third, Black Run, followed in by Who Ordered to Fish. Next home, Pioneer Lass, Aristonus, Faye's Angels, Phillipsburg, Betar and Dunedin.
Well rated in front by Zach Waddick. And a big cheer goes up from the crowd here with the favourite winning. But look at this, the ominous side of Nash Ruella chasing you. And watch this last lunge. One big last lunge wasn't enough. And it's Jamboree beating Quantum Cat.
Yeah, good solid win. Found his right race. He's tough. He's a hard horse to get past. And, well, Zach Waddick still in this picture. He's not far away with his apprentice title. He's only a few off him, I reckon, and he gets a clause one back there. It's going to be an interesting few months moving forward with his boys. Nash just go to the second horse, the Beautiful Run. Did they get close together there? No problems. They just wandered out to the middle of the track together and just took forever to wind up Quantum Cat. That's because...
Tom Charlton, well done. A great job by Zach Waddick there too.
Yep, he's got to know the horse well, and he's a unique horse, a great galloper, you know. He enjoys getting into that rhythm, and as you saw late, the second horse looked to have him, and he really found. So credit to the horse and rider.
You've got the right conditions today too. He likes them.
Yeah, look, everything looked really good for him today. It looked a good map for him. A big long straight down the back, handles wet tracks, 1800. We felt he was very forward for this campaign, and now we're thrilled. So, you know, his owner Michael Coleman can't be here today. His parents are here. So I'm sure he'll be delighted.
Well done. Any plans?
No, we haven't made any grand plans at all. But it's a good time of year for him. You know, wet tracks, and you know, he can hope to pick up another race like this. Thank you.
1 for 1.
Yeah, he's a proper horse. He's a big unit, and he's an imposing type of horse. But luckily, me and him seem to get along quite well. Look, the plan was to always just jump and just sort of let him be happy, and he found that nice rhythm, and, you know, albeit it looks a bit quick sometimes, but he's comfortable where he is, and he gave me a terrific kick on the turn. He's always going to be hard to beat.
He looked like Nash was going to collie at about the 100-metre mark, but he dug deep through the line.
Yeah, look, just put a couple around his bum, and he felt that horse come to him, and with the riding of me and plus that, he was able to stick his neck out and really try to the line. And like I said, he's an imposing type of horse, but he doesn't like to get beat as well. So terrific performance.
Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Here's Luke Marlowe.
Line good, and they're racing. Candlewick was one of the first out of the gate. She left beautifully. French Ruler showing a bit of speed, goes up there with Alabama State away fast. Media World Fearless looking to just drop in behind them. Followed by Zaitung, Get a Fix going around the outside, the 300. Also in that bunch, Snitzer Nova, Alabama Fox, Just Party's back on the rails. He's being closely followed then by Pisces. They were trailed by Modella, Wee Gatsby's. And 3 lengths away, Love Poem. Media World sped to the front in the Guineas, led by a length and a half on Fearless. Alabama State, Candlewick gets a great run on the rails just behind them, followed by the 300. Over racing French Ruler, followed by on the fence there was Zaitung, then came Get a Fix, Just Party about midfield as they start to track up towards the home turn. Media World the front runner, but there's a cavalry coming. Fearless got to second. Working forward, Alabama State. A French Ruler. The 300's never been on the track, and Candlewick's about to slip through just behind them with Just Party. Candlewick slicing up on the inside here. Goes after Media World. 250 metres to go. Into the clear, running home Zaitung. It's Media World, Candlewick. Late Just Party bullocking out. He's going to surge at them. Media World kicking. Just Party's going to have a pop at him. He's driving! Photo, Media World and Just Party have hit it. Great photo finish. As for third, Zaitung, Pisces are there. Then Modella, Candlewick had a chance. Behind those horses, Alabama State, Get a Fix, Wee, Fearless, French Ruler, Alabama Fox, Gatsby's further back. At the head of the others was the 300 and Fearless with Snitzer Nova just ahead of those.
It's an impossible angle here to work it out. Let's have a look as they draw close to the line. Nash is going to come with another late surge like he did in the previous, but this time he gets awfully close. Media World, Just Party late. Media World, Just Party a big lunge. And is it enough? No, it's not. Media World's got it. Number 9, Media World is beaten. 4, Just Party and 5, Zaitung.
Yeah, just that lovely on-pace racing style, getting a cosy run. Just peeled 3 or 4 off the fence there. And, yeah, just Nash had to come around Candlewick there. He was in two minds whether to go right to the fence. He didn't want it, and he did nothing wrong on it. He's just had a frustrating couple of races, Nash, where he's been half a stride short on both of them. But
and he would have got chopped out anyway because Candlewick continued to run in.
Exactly. So, yeah, all honours to winner. Second horse is good. He's come back well, and follow him moving forward.
Yes, definitely all honours with the winner there, Ronnie. He was there to be beaten as well, like you said. Great racing style, up on speed, nice fluent action. But like I said, he was there to be beaten a couple of times when Candlewick got up underneath him. I thought he was going to get home over the top of him, but he dug deep and, yeah, all honours with the winner.
And it is another win by Peter Snowden on this day. The Crown, the Guineas, the Cup, all races on this day. Peter Snowden has had a remarkable 20 or so years here when he was at Hawkes. Then he took over Darley. Well done, Pete. Your 5th Hawkesbury Guineas. Congratulations.
Thanks, Ray. It's been a good result. Especially for a lot of good owners too. Got Christine and Frank behind me. They bred him. And it's been a good ride with him. He's been a nice horse all the way through, and a good result today. I think he's come back a better horse. We're very tempted to geld him, but Yulong wanted to give me one more chance to him as a colt, and I'm glad they did. Already he's paid dividends. He's won another group race here today, and I hope he can go on further and get to Brisbane and do something else.
Tyler got the lead pretty easily.
Yeah, he's a touch slow to jump. I was a bit critical. Thought he might have made a bit too much use of him earlier to get there, but once he got there, he relaxed really, really well and got into a lovely rhythm. Good action. He's got that really good action, that skipping action. He quickened nicely, and it's a good result.
Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Congratulations. And here they are, Frank and Christine Cook.
The breeders.
Out of Merrill, your wonderful girl.
Yeah. As I said before, we're very proud grandparents.
It was her first foal.
Yeah.
First foal, and it was his last service, Written Tycoon's last service at Arrowfield, and we got in a good price there before it went down to Yulong. So very exciting for Merrill.
And a Hawkesbury Guineas win, but hopefully even higher things to achieve.
Absolutely. The world is the oyster.
We've run second with Dalcini beating the nose.
That's right.
And but to get across the line with a horse we've bred, a bit serious.
Yeah,
good on you. Well, go and enjoy it.
Thanks, mate.
I'm not too sure what's going on here. There's a shot that helps us a bit. I think there could be an issue with the starting mechanism. Still the red light's on. We might get them this time. Yep. They're away now in the Hawkesbury Crown, and Coco Jambu has bombed the start. Last year's winner, a clear last. Lady Laguna timed it nicely, and she's in front early stages from Tashi. Next then, as they settle down, was City of Lights, Roots, Anahita, Written in Code. Getting a long way back in the field was Dark Glitter at the 1,000. Outside of Topanga, then Sox Nation. Coco Jambu, Thalassophile, Lady Laguna, she hasn't won in 14 months, but she's in front by a length and a half. Tashi middle stages. 2 lengths away third was City of Lights inside of Anahita. Roots is fifth, the rail coming down the side, then Written in Code in clear galloping room. Behind them, Topanga, Dark Glitter, Coco Jambu, then Sox Nation, and last was Thalassophile. Lady Laguna making every poster winner coming around the turn. Tashi gives her the stare. City of Lights pushing out, Roots saving ground. Then Anahita and Written in Code is about to be let rip down the middle. It's Tashi, Lady Laguna, 250 metres to run. Lady Laguna fighting on the inside from Tashi. City of Lights, Written in Code, can't get there at the moment. City of Lights now moving up, runs up to Tashi, 50 to go. They race tight. City of Lights, Tashi. City of Lights, I think, bobbed and won it from Tashi. Good duel down the straight. Lady Laguna's close up behind. Then Written in Code fourth, followed by Dark Glitter. Next over was Anahita, Thalassophile. Sox Nation, Coco Jambu didn't do a bad job after blowing the start. Could pay to just hold your tickets if you backed her. And then came Sox Nation toward the end with Topanga and Roots.
Okay, now we let's have a look at this finish. Let's have a look at this finish with City of Lights and Tashi. You got Tashi, City of Lights. They certainly rolled in towards the rail. We'll see the head on in a moment. City of Lights is going to get it over Tashi comfortably, but we want to see the head on to see what City of Lights did. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty of the finish, but first of all, City of Lights, she's a half to Winks, and she's won a Group 3. in the Hawkesbury Crown. If she holds it, we're just assuming she comes in quite a bit. Maybe like the previous, Ronnie, the protest in the previous where there was just a bit of a...
I think the worst bump was the first one, and that was Tashi coming out to her, and then they've both rolled back in together. So it's very similar. I'd still like to be on a ticket on the winner.
And just on Coco Jambu, can we see the head on? Have you got the head on there, Robbie? Just to see. Coco Jambu missed it quite badly. There's Joe Pride. He wanted to have a look at the head on, I can guarantee it.
He looks a little nervous.
And there's John Camilleri, who bred Winks and sold her, kept this one. Outside barrier 10. No, she just stood there.
Yeah. She didn't want to be there.
She was trying to almost sit down. So I think she'll be declared a starter, Coco Jambu, and I think, Ronnie, you'll be right with City of Lights.
I think so. It's a high-pressure race, so they might have a crack, but I don't like the chances too much there. So it's pretty similar, maybe a little bit more merit than the last one, but yeah, I just thought the initial move was from Tashi coming out to meet her. Yep. Then they both rolled back in together.
Yeah, that's exactly how I viewed it as well, Duff. Tashi's definitely come out and made slight contact, but then they've both wandered back in probably 3 or 4 horses towards the fence, but there was no real heavy contact after the first shifts from Tashi.
Hold all tickets because you might hear more. Second jockey's going to have a look at the video, and we'll wait and see what stewards do with Coco Jambu. So hold all tickets.
Congratulations, Chad. It's been a while coming, but it was a nice win.
It was a really nice win. She's a beautiful mare, stunning horse to ride. I did all the trials as preparation, and I've won on her in previous preps, and she's just continued to get better, and today looked a great setup for her. Joe's been really patient with her. He gave her 3 nice trials, and she ran terrific first up, and today with a good draw we made the most of it and had to run the race, and she was sharp.
Well done, bud.
Thank you.
Well done, Joe. I mean, she's valuable as she is with her breeding, but to add a Group 3 today is a big deal.
Yeah, look, it is. It's extremely important, and it's. I've got to say, I've never had a horse with a pedigree like hers. I mean, it's a pedigree made in heaven, isn't it? You know, half sort of Winks by one of the best stallions ever to stand on the planet. So pretty amazing, and that doesn't guarantee they're going to be good horses, but she is a good horse, and nice to see her coming good as an older mare, which she's probably bred to do, but a massive win to add to her CV today.
You knew she'd come back well?
Yeah, she sprinted really well at Ramick the other day, and I said to John, I'd love to just give her a run before we get to Hawkesbury in case we get testing conditions, and I think that run stood her in really good stead for today, and as I say, a big result. Job's not done yet. We'd love to maybe take her to Queensland, but certainly we're on the way.
Well done.
Thank you.
What is it?
Correct.
Into $4. Okay, looks like they might be all in. Here's the call of the Hawkesbury Gold Cup.
They're off and racing now in the Cup, and standing there was Honey Girl and missing it, and the favourite was the first out. That's Punch Lane. He left beautifully and has the early lead from on the outside. Matcha Latte and Tavi Times prominent. No real speed early. Punch Lane gets there how he likes. Just behind them was Mighty Ulysses as they settle down. Kicking up the inside was Osipenko, inside of the Grey Galloper floating. Next was Honey Girl picking up on the inside. Followed further back then as they settle down by My Oberon, Allegron, and 3 lengths away last Straight Acer. Heading off the back straight, 950 metres to go. Punch Lane, the pilot. He leads by 3/4 of a length on Tavi Time. Third defence was Mighty Ulysses. Then came Matcha Latte. Osipenko floating 3 wide, doing it tough. Honey Girl railing through. They were being followed further back then by My Oberon, Allegron, and last of all was Straight Acer coming up towards the home turn. They've got 500 metres to go. Punch Lane the leader. He's a half length in front. Tavi Time is keeping tabs on him, and he looms within ahead as they spin around the turn. Matcha Latte's right on their backs. Then Mighty Ulysses, followed by Osipenko coming off the bridle. Then My Oberon. Down the running they come. Punch Lane the leader. He's just in front of of Tavi Time, Machelate. Osipenko's run up behind them looking for a run, and Straight Ace are wider out. It's Punch Lane 150 out. Machelate a length away from Tavi Time, but Punch Lane still in front. 50 metres to go. He's going to go all the way. Punch Lane Too Good wins at a length. Osipenko up for third was My Oberon coming out of the pack. Then Machelate fourth. He had his chance. So too did Tavi Time. Then Straight Acer followed in by. Back behind them was Mighty Ulysses. Then came at the head of the others Honey Girl, and it's been one of the last over.
He's just loving this, Punch Lane. What's on next week?
Yeah.
What's on next week? The Coast. Oh, no, he can't run in that. He's a 5-year-old. Punch Lane, Nashrawilla, leads all the way again, but a different style of leading all the way today. And a length and a quarter win over Osipenko, and My Oberon's going to be third.
Yeah, well judged ride by Nash. He's just been thereabouts all day, hasn't he? Could easily been 4 winners, but I think this one's a beauty, the Hawkesbury Cup, and he's in rare form. He is in rare form. Controlled speed today, runs the mile out on the wet track. He's come up well, Osipenko. There's a race for him, whether it's a little Group 3 in Brisbane or the Scone Cup, I don't know, but he's going really, really well. And My Oberon was great, making up good ground there as well, but he loves the conditions. But great job by the stable with this horse. A big result, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I think it's all about the training performance, Ronnie. Like you said, Nash is riding extremely well. A little bit more lucky rides the 4 winners here today, but the training performance from Freeman, father and son, it's a big effort to back a horse up like that on heavy tracks, 3 weeks running, and to win like he did. Super effort.
And it wasn't an afterthought, because Anthony Freeman told me straight after he won last Saturday, and we might back him up next week again.
Yep.
And it's paid off.
Congratulations, Nash. Some training performance, as well as a great ride.
Oh, he's a good horse too. Yeah, no, look, he's just tough as nails, a horse. Been a great training effort to, 3 weeks in a row. Not many can do that. And he's come here today and first out of the gates and first into the bridle, so you'd expect him to be half not wanting to be here, but he was better than last time.
Well, even in his parade, he was right up on the toe. I was expecting him to see a little bit dour and a bit flat, but he had a real spring in his step.
Well, he gave me a better ride going around to the gates today, but and probably during the race. But yeah, look, just full credit to the team. Anthony hasn't been up here long, and he's learning, the ropes up here, I guess, in Sydney a little bit, but I'm sure he'll get good support. He's a top trainer.
Right on, mate.
Thank you.
Shane Hourigan, Sydney foreman for Anthony and Sam. Well, the plan has come off.
Yeah, it's come off. He makes his own look. Nash gave him a great ride. Jumped out. He jumped nicely, controlled the pace from the front, and kicked, and he just had too much for him.
It was probably too easy, wasn't it? Because he just had it all his own way, except for when Tavi Time came up there and gave him a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, but he was always doing things on his own terms, I found. This is his 3rd time backing up, 3 weeks in a row, and he seemed to be better this time even again.
And Anthony said straight after the win last Saturday that this was on the cards, that don't be surprised if you see him at Hawkesbury. So it was never an afterthought.
Wasn't an afterthought, and he's probably the right horse to do it with. Just does his work, eats, pulls out in the morning, goes again. He's a good horse to do it.
So did you know on last Sunday morning, he'd be right to go?
Yeah, he was fresh as paint after it. He's just, as I say, a perfect horse to back up with and go again.
And a good horse to get this Sydney stable going too.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going well, having a good time, but small team at home, but a really good team.
It'll get bigger, no doubt.
It should, yeah, it should. Yeah.
Well done, Shane.
Perfect, thank you.
Kin's gone in, and here's Testator Silence, so let's get up to Luke.
Run. Set for the Gold Rush, race number 9, red light turned on. Sir Louis favourite, they're off and racing now. And Sir Louis jumped away okay. Dragonstone out wide, showing speed. Also up there was Namenth, and the inside Bubba's Bay burrowing forward. In flight, Kin the next pair. Sir Louis is getting the head up and over, racing badly. Middle stage is the favourite. Tamer Lane beyond midfield. Then Estero, Testator, Salens and Firestar all the way back to last. Approaching the home turn, Namenth found the lead. He's one in front of Dragonstone, up nice and close. Bubba's Bay is just behind those. Then In Flight, travelling 3 wide was Kin. Sir Louis between runners. Then Tamer Lane, Testator, Salens, Firestar. Namenth in the straight. He's a length and a half in front of Dragonstone, trying to lump the weight. In Flight wider out. Bubba's Bay, Tamer Lane, Firestar. Kin back behind those, but still Namenth. He's just in front of Dragonstone, knuckling down. In Flight wider out. Kin's back to the inside. Big finish coming up. Dragonstone in front. Kin and In Flight trying to get him. I think the Dragon, he might have nosed them. He might have nosed them here in a close one to the Gold Rush. Dragonstone in the middle maybe. Out wide In Flight and Kin came up the inside. Just behind them when they pull up was Namenth. He was good, wasn't he, the old boy? Great run by the Warrior. Just behind them was Estero, followed by Testator, Salens, Bubba's Bay, Sir Louis, and Firestar might have finished a bit closer than that, but I think Dragonstone. It's a...
Yeah, Dragonstone will get it. Joe Pride will Quinella the Gold Rush, so it's a featured double to Joe Pride here today. He's won the Gold Rush, a listed race with Dragonstone, and he also won the Hawkesbury Crown earlier today with Winx's little sister, City of Lights. There's the photo, Dragonstone, In Flight and Kin.
Yeah, he just read the speed beautifully. He was told to go forward. He did go forward. A couple of very negative rides there for an 1,100 metre race. It looked a bit... they weren't good when they'll go back and watch the replay, and they'll be critical of themselves, really. In Flight found the right spot on Dragonstone's back, peeled. Whether it peeled too wide, I don't know. And Kin's battled on nicely up the inside with Estero, who's run a nice race, just saving ground on the inside there late. But he's a great old horse for the stable. There's no doubt about it, Dragonstone.
Without a doubt, Ronnie. And to carry that weight, and like you said, he sat right up on speed to give him that chance to hit the line like he did. But terrific training performance and a great effort by a horse carrying that weight.
Well done, Joe. It was his day today.
It was, yeah. He was tenacious, and the stablemate had a chance to get past him seemingly, but he wouldn't lay down, and I think he had to give us 6.5 kilos. So it was a fair effort. But that's him. He's a courageous, seasoned old horse, and they're the benchmark for these younger horses on the way up to get past. So.
And the old Joe Pride blinkers trick, go on and win.
It worked again. So those older horses, you sort of got to use them sparingly, and just when you think that they maybe need a little extra, but they worked well today.
So they'll stay on him now until such time as you think that we need to change it up.
We can't give away all our secrets, can we? But, I'd be game.
Don't ask too many.
I would be game to take them off next start, and I think the stewards would want to know why I was taking them off. But,
what about In Flight? She does love a wet track.
She does, and she's going to get a stakes race in time for sure. She's a tenacious little mare, and she's only getting better with age.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Hippo. Geez, a game old horse, isn't he?
He is. Look, obviously everyone probably has their favourite horses in their stables and whatnot, but for him to do what he does, and he's such a gentle horse, and he's a pleasure to do anything with, and it's really nice to see him win again this preparation, and he was very tough. He wanted to win. Obviously, I thought maybe on the inside that horse might have pipped up and got us late when he wasn't able to see, but ultra competitive, and he deserved to win.
Well done, bud.
Thank you.
Nash on Excelidus. He'll try something. It's set up for Excelidus to try something in this race.
He might go forward.
Here's Gallant Star coming in, about to move up. Waiting on Rhapsody Chic. What's the latest betting, Anthony?
Cool Jakey off the map. 330 and 250 about Gallant Star. Massive money for Cool Jakey late.
Cool Jakey. Here's the last.
Racing now. And first into stride was the heavily backed Cool Jakey. Lands in front. Gallant Star's right up there as well. Also prominent on the speed will be on settling. Exolatus marching forward. Peer pressure railing. Moby Dick's between horses. 2 lengths Chicken Mojito settling midfield. Then Hollywood Hero followed by Kettle Hill. He's on the inside of Captain Amelia, and Rhapsody Chic is last of all. Cool Jakey sped off the back straight. He leads by 3/4 of a length. They've got 800 metres to go. Gallant Star's right there with him. Favourites 1 and 2 as they run down the side of the track. Just behind those on the fence, Peer Pressure. Being closely followed by Exolatus. He's covering ground though, 3 wide. Moby Dick between them. Then Chicken Mojito, followed by Hollywood Hero. And Kettle Hill heads the others. They run up to the home turn, and the favourites are at war here. It's Cool Jakey on the inside of Gallant Star. Absolutely nothing between them round the turn. Just behind them, Moby Dick on the improve. Peer Pressure comes off the bridle as they enter the straight, and Chicken Mojito is trying to get between runners early in the lane. Cool Jakey kicking. Gallant Star's trying to run him down. He's looming. It's Cool Jakey. Gallant Star fighting it out. A length in front of Peer Pressure. They're still at it, these two. On the outside, Gallant Star. The inside, Cool Jakey. But Cool Jakey finds enough. And Cool Jakey has won in an absolute war between him and Gallant Star. Great race. Photo for third. Chicken Mojito prominent. Also there, Peer Pressure. Hollywood Hero, Moby Dick disappointed in the ground. Behind them, Kettle Hill. Wide out as they pull up was Rhapsody Chic. And he's been one of the last over with Exolatus, Captain Amelia.
Well done, Joe. A treble.
Yeah, it's been good. I've been blowing up all week that Warwick Farm doesn't ever stand our own Saturday meet, and blowing up that Hawkesbury's got one, but Hawkesbury's all right, isn't it?
Fine now. Cool Jakey's been racing so well.
Yeah, he's a very honest, consistent horse, and he normally tries to establish a break because he hasn't really got any acceleration. But he sort of really fought that one out today, and that horse was there to grab him in the concluding stages. But he fought hard. He just loves a wet track. That's very much his go, and racing consistently for a massive group of owners, and they'll be very happy.
It was one of those classic 2-horse races, wasn't it? They just singled out.
It was, yeah. They came away to fight it out, and it was a nail-biting finish right to the end. But thankfully, he prevailed, and he's been a good horse. This horse, he's won 4 or 5 races for the stable now, and I think there's more left in him. He just needs wet tracks.
Great job, Joe.
Thank you.
Well done.
Congratulations, mate. Double on a big day like today.
Yeah, it's great. And 2 horses that I've had some good success on, and they've both won well. But it's a beautiful setup for him today. Flew the gates, and that really enabled us to take the race by the scruff of the neck, and we controlled the race, although we did get a bit of pressure sort of from the half mile onwards. To be expected because I had control, so I can't complain about that. But he quickened up nicely, and he gave me a good response without really sort of having to get too aggressive on him. I think he sort of seems to enjoy that, and he's won well today.
Well done, bud.
Thank you.